concerned about the oil spill in the Gulf, and I'm not mad at the oil companies. What I'm mad at is the environmentalists that have forced us to drill a mile below the surface. You know, it's a technological marvel that those guys are able to do it, and to cap it, maybe not 100%, but we shouldn't be drilling up there. We should be drilling on dry land.
That's right.
And you know, they keep talking about comparing it to Katrina. To me, it's a 3-mile island comparison, because what the environmentalists are going to do is they're going to use this to shut down the oil industry, just like they shut down the nuclear industry after 3 Mile Island. And the single most important thing to me as far as enjoying this great country of ours that has the biggest effect on me is the price of gasoline. And they're headed to drive that up to insane levels, and that really upsets me. So we've got to get the environmental straightened around where we're drilling where it's safe, and they can, if they have a catastrophe, they can fix it.
I don't disagree with anything you say. I'd just like to emphasize one point, my friend. Nuclear power is a way of having clean energy. It's a way of reducing our dependency on foreign oil as well as any other resources. And this administration has refused to allow recycling of spent nuclear fuel and has shut down Yucca Mountain, which was going to be a repository for spent nuclear fuel. My friends, that's after ratepayers have paid $17 billion for Yucca Mountain. $17 billion of ratepayers' money, and now, because of Harry Reid, they decided to just shut it down. My friends, India and China are going rapidly, very quickly in building nuclear power plants. If we truly want to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and reduce and eventually eliminate our dependency on foreign oil, as well as that far offshore oil drilling, then nuclear power has to be a key element in that. My friends, the British, the French, and the Japanese. Now, we always want to imitate the French, but they 80% of the energy that the French use is generated by nuclear power. And guess what? They aren't dependent on foreign oil, like we are. They still import some, but not nearly like we are. So what is unconscionable to me is for us to say that we are going to move forward with wind, tide, solar, and all those. And I'm for all those. I'm for them all. Anybody hates solar? Of course not. But the fact is that those do not do the job with present technology of achieving the goals that we see. So thank you for your comments. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My concern is mostly for my grandkids, and I just go bonkers. Does anybody think that this isn't a design plan that he's got? He said something like 5 days before he got to the White House, he's going to totally change the American system of government. And that's exactly what he's doing. So my point is, we got to quit compromising this guy.
Well, I don't like to use and won't use the word socialist, but I will use. I will assert that there is a view on the part of this president and his economic advisors and his cabinet, when you look at their credentials and their background, that believe that government is the answer. Why do you think it is now 1 out of every 5 workers in America is a government worker? Why is it you think that we continue this incredible hiring spree and expansion of government? My friends, I'm glad most of you are sitting down. The size of government has doubled since 1999. I repeat that. The size of government has doubled since 1999. You expand government, guess what? You have to pay for it, right? You have to feed the monster. And you know what? I think it was Margaret Thatcher said, the problem with socialism is that sooner or later you run out of other people's money. And so this is a philosophy of government, whether it be the stimulus package, whether it be the way they use the TARP, whether it be this, cash for clunkers, the list goes on and on. They believe in government intervention in the marketplace. And that is a stark difference between, frankly, what I believe in and the overwhelming majority of the American people believe in. By the way, in case you missed it, they just sent out, maybe somebody here could raise their hand, they may have got the brochure that the Medicare just sent out. Did you see it? Have you ever seen quite a propaganda? Maybe ma'am, you could describe it.
Well, it was just a lot of nonsense. But what I heard 2 days ago on the radio was that any woman 75 years old that has breast cancer will not be allowed to have radiation in the new plan. Which I think is, you know, why should they put good money into old ladies who are going to be dying? So anyway, that's their attitude.
That mailer that you got, and you got that mailer, $14 million. That's all it costs. Send out a mailer full of propaganda. You know? It comes from our kids and our grandkids.
Why not cancel Medicare?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
You'll bring the microphone unless you just.
You know, I think it's really easy to make the federal government the boogeyman for all of the problems that exist in our country today. And first of all, Senator McCain, with all due respect, you've been part of that federal government for a long, long time. And when you mentioned medical malpractice reform, Republicans were in charge for a long time and did nothing about it. My main question is, the government is broken. We all know that, and we're afraid of what the government is going to do next. But I think, and the current government, correct, but I think that a lot of the economic problems we have now is because under the Bush administration, when you were in Congress, why don't you give me some respect?
We will, sir.
Okay.
We will, please.
I want to know what you think, how much responsibility deregulation played in the current financial crisis. That Wall Street was allowed to run amok because...
It was the Congress that ran amok.
Go ahead.
Republicans. Whatever it was, you were there, we had deregulation, you were for deregulation, and Wall Street ran crazy and wrecked this economy. I'd like to know what your thoughts are on that.
Yes, sir. First of all, as you say, I've been there quite a while. Time flies when you're having fun. I'd be glad to show you my record and my grades from the Citizens Against Government Waste, the National Taxpayers Union, all of the watchdog organizations that grade people and either support or not support those who fight against waste, abuse, fraud, etc. I'm proud. I stood up against my own president. I stood up against my own party in the fight against earmarking and pork barrel spending. Those are all and I would be glad to provide you with that record. I'd also like to point. You didn't like being interrupted? Anyway, I'll let you respond, sir, if you let me finish, because you had a pretty good question, I think. Second of all, my friend, when everybody said the war in Iraq was lost, and I stood up for the surge, and everybody said my campaign was dead, I said, I'd rather lose a campaign than lose a war. Okay? All those people that said we couldn't win and we lost and all the liberal left wing wanted to wave the white flag and surrender, they were wrong. Let me also say, on the issue of deregulation, back in 2004, there was an Inspector General's report